My name is Bryce Wyatt. I'm 26. I'm from Clarkston, Washington, and I'm fighting out of Sick Jitsu out of Spokane. And I've been here 3 years.
3 years. How has the 3 years been as far as being a fighter and your developmental part of being a fighter?
I feel like from where I'm at now, from where I was when I came in here, you can't even compare the two fighters. They're like two totally different people.
Were you training somewhere else before Sick Jitsu?
So I trained with Austin Arnett at Team Execution for a few years, but that was I was like 16, 17, and 18. And then I stopped for a long time, and then just kind of lost my way for a while, and then got back into this gym and started training here because I moved up here.
What is the biggest difference from training there and training here?
Actually, the gyms are they're very similar. The gyms are basically the same, honestly. The way they train and the system that they have is very similar.
What's the hardest part of this whole thing for you?
Honestly, everything goes pretty smoothly, but the hardest part for me is balancing work and training, because I build houses, so it's pretty hard to frame or whatever we're doing and then come in here and train after.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that being an MMA fighter and training every day has taught you that you can carry over to your regular life?
Yeah, just consistency. Whatever you want to be good at, you got to be consistent at. And I feel like that translates to anything in life.
Where do you see yourself going in this fighting career?
As far as I can, you know, I'm definitely not going to stop. So hopefully the UFC, that's everybody's dream. Anybody that's a pro fighter, that's their goal, that's where they want to be.
And who is one of your biggest inspirations in the UFC? That's obviously somewhere you want to go. Who's somebody that you look up to?
Brady, of course, because we live together. He's my good friend. He just had his debut, so him for sure.
What's one thing that sets you apart from everybody else in this gym?
I think my mindset. I have a very strong mind, you know. Just, it doesn't matter. I'm just mentally stable. I don't have any mental, you know, I don't question myself. Mm-hmm. I have just mental toughness.
What's one of your best moments in an actual fight? It might have been the biggest fight of your life, crazy knockout. What's the most memorable thing from an actual fight?
Oh, it was actually my first fight ever. And the first round was pretty even, but at the beginning of the second round I got head kicked, and that was the hardest I've ever been hit in my life. And then the dude teed off on me. He had me like, I don't know how I wasn't KO'd, but and then 5 seconds went by and I TKO'd him. Okay. Right after he had me, like, just, yeah, it was crazy.
Fuck yeah.
And that was actually one of Rick's guys too. That was when I, no, it wasn't Marcos, it was Jared Rivera.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was when I trained at Arnett's, and I fought somebody from up here.
Dang, you earned some respect that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you care with sharing, that'd be huge.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
And then, you know what I mean, that's obviously where you get some toughness, because somehow everybody that gets out of there beer bombing him is another level of toughness. Mm-hmm. And another good story I'm going to tell you about him, since he sounds shy, is his best fight was, you know who Dorian Ramos is?
No, off the top of my head. Say it in the mic.
I have a guy, Dorian Ramos. We're really good friends with him. It's one of Brady's training partners out of town. And he was looking for a fight before he went pro. And I said, I got a fight for you. Bryce. Dorian's bigger. Dorian's undefeated pro right now. Actually, he lost a split decision, bullshit. But he's essentially a 5-0, 6-0 pro that is smoking everybody. And I told Bryce, this is the only fight I got for you. He's bigger, he's more experienced, he's better, and he's going to probably beat you. I literally said it in exactly that order, and he's still like, I want to fight him. You know what I mean? And he literally ran out of time that fight. Like, I really believe this. Dorian's my friend. I'm saying this, Dorian, you can hear it too. I really believe if it was a true pro 3 5-minute, rounds, he would have won the fight in the professional rules. And right now, Dorian, in my opinion, will be signed within a year. Wow. He's that good. So he's just, that's how good he is. He's right up in that alley, So when Chiesa saw I had him with Dorian, he's like, what are you doing? Because we used Dorian as a training partner for Chiesa even. He's good enough that he can push Mike. So when he saw him in the cage together, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, he's only going to get better from this. He's not the type of guy who's going to break and be like, I'm done with this. This sport's too hard. He's going to realize those are the kind of guys I got to beat, and he realizes it's possible. You guys got to go back and watch that on Conquest of the Cage. You're going to see a guy starting to lose, and then a guy say, fuck it, and take over. It's kind of cool to watch. Yeah. That's how I knew he was ready to go pro, for sure.
When was that, so we can go look back and find it?
That was May.
He's got a mic. Oh.
It was in May of, let's see, we're in 22. I think it was May of 2020, 2021.
I think it's 21. I don't feel like it was that long ago.
Yeah.
So you took a little break from fighting, you had said. What was the reason for taking a break and getting back into it?
So I told you I kind of lost my way. I started doing drugs and just being an idiot, and I ended up doing 3 years. So that was where the layoff came into play.
That would do it. How did that change you as a man, if any, when you came back out of it and started living life again?
Okay, so I feel like that saved my life for sure, because I had no intention in my mind to stop. And so just being kind of taken out of the situation and then set straight, it made me realize, now I've been to that side and I know it's not where I want to be. So like, I know I'll never go back there because I know what's there and it's not what I want out of life.